A massive batch of UCT just got created out of nowhere. We're talking billions, and it looks like they're gearing up to push Bitcoin way up. Once BTC surges, it's only a matter of time before that momentum flows into Ethereum, then trickles into XRP. That's the real reason we're seeing all these sudden pumps. It's not random. This is a coordinated move pushing the entire market straight up. And no, I'm not exaggerating. When I came across that tweet, it was the final push I needed to hit record on this video. Trump is going full-on bullish right now. He literally told everyone to buy the dip right at the market bottom, and now he's posting that tech stocks, industrials, and the NASDAQ are all smashing all-time highs. He even shouted crypto in all caps, saying it's going through the roof. I'm dead serious. This is the former president of the United States practically saying, "I told you so." Just days ago, he openly said he plans to drive asset prices higher and higher until everything crashes. So the big question now is, how high can this go before the collapse? Personally, I'm convinced XRP could touch $100 before that happens. That's just my honest opinion. You might think this sounds crazy, but Trump doesn't. He's literally telling us he wants to pump every asset class to spark another golden era for America. And the ripple effect, the rest of the world will ride this wave too. He's positioning himself as the president who reignited the markets, flooding capital into stocks, crypto, everything. That's why prices are surging nonstop. Nvidia's up 47% since Trump's tariff push. The U.S. is pulling in hundreds of billions from tariffs, and according to him, the country is back. I didn't even catch that last part at first. Maybe it was stuck in my subconscious, but it's all making sense now. He's saying we're entering a new economic boom, and his message is loud and clear, up only, until it breaks. So for now, we're heading to the moon. Rate cuts, no inflation, markets on fire. He's not joking. Trump's back in the driver's seat, and he's pushing the pedal through the floor. You want to know why Bitcoin is heading for $1 million? Why Ethereum could be looking at 100K? And why XRP might actually hit $100 before the system breaks? Let me tell you, or better yet, let Senator Elizabeth Warren spell it out for you. Because what she just said confirms everything we've been talking about. This isn't financial advice, but hey, smash that like button if you're enjoying the video. Now listen to this. No one is more against strong crypto regulations than Donald Trump himself. Why? Because reportedly, a huge chunk of his net worth, we're talking up to $7 billion, is now tied to crypto. Yeah, you heard that right. From launching his own meme coin, to stable coins, to owning a stake in a Bitcoin mining company, and managing a massive portfolio of digital assets, the guy is all in. I had no idea the numbers were that big, as I've seen rumors that he holds a decent amount of Ethereum, but $7 billion, that's wild. Now, I'm not saying all of that came from traditional means. Some of his tokens might have been created out of thin air, sure, but still, if he's holding tight, it's because he sees something coming. This is what I'm saying. They want this market to go vertical. The higher it goes, the better for them. And Trump, he's clearly preparing for an alt-season explosion. The pieces are all falling into place. So now you get it, right? Trump's not joking. He's positioning himself to ride the next big crypto wave. And when someone with that much influence and exposure is banking on this market, you better believe something big is coming. My heart's racing right now. And this is the final piece that seals the deal. We've just hit a jaw-dropping milestone. $7.4 trillion is now sitting in money market funds. That's an all-time record. Think about that. $7 trillion just chilling on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment to pour into the markets. When that floodgate opens, it's game over. I believe all that sideline capital won't fully flow in until after the recession hits, once interest rates drop. But the real question is, can Jerome Powell lower rates without triggering some black swan event? If he pulls it off and that cash starts pouring in, it's going to be an absolute double whammy. That's how Bitcoin and XRP hit their sky-high targets this cycle. People are aiming too low. But we've been saying this for a while. They're setting up a massive fake-out. Why? Because I'm convinced this is the final cycle before the collapse. So they're going to drive everything up to insane levels. Squeeze every last bit of hype out of the market. Then pull the plug. When Bitcoin starts pushing toward $1 million, most people will have already sold, and those same people will FOMO in at the very top. Ethereum, same story. XRP, same pattern. Everyone's going to panic sell way too early, like at $10 or $20, while the real move might take it to $100 before the whole thing blows up. And it's not just sideline money. Don't forget about when they fire up the printers again, even more fuel for this vertical rally. You see how easily this whole system can be pushed up like a rocket. It's all just waiting for the right trigger. Oh, and it gets even crazier. Quave Media, a publicly traded company, just locked in a $1 billion capital capacity specifically to buy Bitcoin. This isn't a joke. The momentum is unstoppable at this point. And the institutions, they're going all in. Every major company is now embracing a Bitcoin-based corporate treasury model. Guess who else is following the same path? XRP. So while today's focus is mainly on Bitcoin, because it's showing massive strength, XRP's just behind it, preparing for the same type of move. Even in France, Reports are saying a major firm just scooped up a massive stash of Bitcoin. The writing's on the wall, the floodgates are opening. Let's shift gears and dive into the technicals, because things are absolutely taking off right now. Bitcoin is mooning, and it's getting dangerously close to printing a brand new all-time high. Here's the wild part. My minimum target is around $115,000, and we could be hitting that sooner than most people think. Why is that number so significant? Because I drew these levels years ago, long before this current price action even started, and they're playing out perfectly. If you flip over to the 4-hour chart, or even better, the 12-hour view, it becomes super clear. These old trend lines, they're still acting as key resistance and support zones. It's almost uncanny how well price respects them. Right now, the next big resistance lies right at that 115 KO level. If we break above that, boom, price could fly straight to 120 KO and beyond. And if 120 KO doesn't hold it back, we're looking at a clear path toward $50,000. But make no mistake, 115 KO is the real battleground. That's the level to watch closely. Break it, and this rally could enter a whole new dimension. There's roughly $7 billion in Bitcoin short positions sitting right at the $115,000 level, just waiting to get liquidated. That's free fuel for the exchanges, and they're ready to feast. Billions are stacked right there. And get this, that exact level, $115K, is the same resistance I identified years ago on my chart. It's crazy how perfectly that line is being respected right now. It's like the market's playing out the script we mapped out long before this run even started. So here's the deal. If Bitcoin smashes through $115K and then flips it into solid support, the next target is 120K plus, and that move could happen fast. Even BC Backer is tracking this closely. He's using a fractal pattern on the 8-hour chart showing Bitcoin following the same structure we've seen before. A period of sideways consolidation, a fake-out dip to shake people out, and then liftoff. Different charts show different angles, but the rhythm is the same. Consolidate, fake-out, pump. And guess what? That final breakout could be right around the corner. What he's really pointing out is that we might be on the verge of a white swan event. Some unexpected positive catalyst that just appears out of nowhere and sets off a massive green candle. That's the spark this market's waiting for. Meanwhile, MMC Crypto just confirmed it. The bull flag has officially broken out. According to Income Sharks, we're now targeting at $150K for Bitcoin. That's right, 150K is now on the table. And get this, the super trend indicator, it just flipped back to bullish. We were stuck in a bearish phase, but now we've re-entered bullish territory. The last time this signal turned green, Bitcoin either moved into bullish consolidation or exploded to the upside. And honestly, it makes sense. This is the cycle year. Every major cycle has followed the same pattern: 2013, 2017, 2021, and now, here we are again in 2025. The rhythm is almost eerie in how precise it is. So, is the end of this cycle coming by the end of the year? We'll see. But right now, the setup is looking absolutely prime. $300 billion Wall Street titan just dropped the bomb. They're now predicting Bitcoin will soar to $500,000. Yeah, it's happening. And you thought we were the crazy ones with our bullish calls. Turns out we were being conservative. They're basically validating everything we've been forecasting all along. So how did they land on $500K per BTC by the end of the decade? Well, the guy literally says he's being cautious. Meanwhile, others are calling for $1 million by 2030. And Michael Saylor, he's throwing out a mind-blowing $5 million. As for me, I'm calling $1 million next year. Yep, I said it, a 10x from here. And I'm not joking. If Bitcoin 10x's, what do you think happens to Ethereum? Probably a 30x. That would put ETH at around $60,000. XRP, easy 50x, taking it from $2 to a clean $100. It's all just mathematical symmetry, plain and simple. Most people don't share the actual logic behind their numbers. But I do. Let's break it down. The total global asset value, that's stocks, bonds, real estate, gold, oil, you name it, sits at roughly $800 trillion. And guess what? We all own pieces of that pie. So here's the kicker. If those asset holders move just 1% of that wealth into Bitcoin, that alone injects $8 trillion into BTC. And that puts the price at, you guessed it, $500K per coin. That's all it takes. Think about how low risk that is for billionaires. If you're worth millions or even billions, putting 1% into BTC is nothing. You probably wouldn't even notice if it disappeared. But the upside, absolutely massive. So ask yourself, why wouldn't they do it? This is why I'm loading up. This market's being pushed up by design, manipulated to soar, again and again, until that final breaking point. And when that crash comes, it'll be sudden, like a thief in the night. But until then, it's full send, up all.